Dollar, what the fuck going on, y'all? Yo, I'm just gonna do a quick little joint, but we gotta talk about it, man. I'ma just go in on my shit, man. So my people sent me a video of some dude with a shiesty going in on Hove, man. I be trying to tell folk, man. I be trying to. So I'm gonna put the numbers up there, right? So this is week one. This is only in 1 week, man. And if you don't see it, man, Drake is demolishing these boys with the numbers, man. You still got Little Dirk in maybe top 10, I believe. Let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Not even, man. Yo, how Eminem, that's another segue, man. How Eminem is still kicking ass, boy. Shout out to M, man. Shout out to Eminem, man. I swear that looks good. We just gonna smoke this little stogie, throw it out, and then, get right. The numbers alive, man. Another conversational piece they wanted to talk about was Juice World stay beating X. Was XXX Tentacion? He ain't even up there, is he? These are week one, man. My boy Drizzy, yo, shout out to Drizzy, man. I be telling motherfuckers about Drake, man. Since '07, '08, man. I've been listening to this man's music, man. I've been a real supporter, you know what I mean? I went to a little Wayne joint, I think Drake was there. So shout out to Drake, you know what I mean? Seen him perform live, seen Wayne, Rick, all these artists, you know what I'm saying? I'm a music head for real, man. If you don't know, if you look at my shorts, my music is all over, you heard? But what up, y'all? How y'all living? How y'all doing? Zay Dollar, random, the fuck going on? Let me just change that up. But good morning, Christy. What up, Black? But yeah, man, I'm gonna go in and talk my shit about this list that just popped out, man. I'm tell folk, and I think game one tonight, man. I'll be trying to tell folk, man. Look at them numbers, man. Drake got almost a billy in a week, man. The fuck going on? And that speaks a lot, man, because musically, man, a lot of folks ain't giving him his flowers like I be telling folk to do. You know what I mean? Like we're the culture that we cry when they die, right? We realize how much they meant to us when they're gone. Like, we gotta give people flowers when they're alive, man. Cause look how people crashing out, yo. Look at the list, man. Little Dirk is still on that list. And my man right now is waiting on his trial, man. So it's crazy work, man. But my man hit me with a Twitter joint and some boy had a shiesty. Yo, he had the so my man got the shiesty that right here it says Nike. Fire. That's the one I really wanted. Yes. But yeah, man. I caught the check over here, you know what I mean? But apologies. But what up, folk? What up, everybody? Hope everybody doing good. We living, we still positive. Stay in that aura, you know what I mean? Make sure your chakras are fucking good. You already know $8, man. We fucking random on this side, man. How y'all living? How y'all doing, man? I'm chilling. Woke up, got some sleep in. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna segue real quick. I'm gonna talk about my goddamn nocturnal cat. This motherfucker, I let her in because outside is hot. You know what I mean? So right now I got Orange. Orange should be laying on my gate right now. Cause I be feeding all these cats, man. So Orange be, let me see. Hopefully, you know what I mean? Let's see if Orange is still here. How you doing, baby? Hi. Come on, Orange. You okay, mama? Come on, Papa. Orange is afraid of me because I fucking put what you call it. I put so one day Orange comes to me and his whole shit is ripped, like a car ran it over or some shit, right? So like a good dude I am, what's going on? Everybody was popping out. Yo, what's going on, Christy? What up? What up, Emily? What up, B? Hold this hug, B. Yo, long story, man. I go And they say hydrogen peroxide. So I told my baby one day to get these two sprays, hydrogen peroxide and alcohol. And I dabbed a napkin with a lot of hydrogen peroxide and I put it on his ear, man. And I start wiping his head. He has wounds, battle wounds, because he's the only male out here, and I guess he's trying to get some because he still got his balls. So these females be fighting back. You heard? So shout out to fucking Orange for still being alive, man. That's my boy. I dig him. He's a soldier. You know what I mean? And cause driving white to work back and forth, man. I see a lot of um, cats ran over dogs, so it's fucked up, man. You gotta, learn how to drive. Make sure you're not driving fast and wilding out. But what up, folks? What the fuck going on? Y'all hold this L, man. How y'all doing, man? We got the room and popping. My shit is stuttering, or is it my glasses? Yo, B, let me know if the my audio good. I'll take the shiesty off. But yeah, man. Shout out to fucking Orange, man, for being, staying alive and shit like that. Word, word. But back to the number list, man. I'm on mine. So if you don't know, a lot of your favorite artists are on this list, man. From Gunna, Juice World. Juice World, not that he surprised me, but I understand why his numbers are the way they are. This is weekly. This is weekly, I believe, streaming, US streaming, you know what I mean? The totality of the streaming for more platforms, I believe. But Drake is killing it, man. And then right below him, NBA YoungBoy. Shout out to you, Pa. Do your thing, YN. You know what I mean? What's going on, Frank? But yeah, man, it's fucking amazing, dog. Like just to see your favorite artist, like seeing Eminem up there, a tear in my eye. Yo, I was like, yo, my nigga M is up there. You know what the fuck going on? And yo, shout out to Eminem, man. If I could do a breakdown, man, if I could do a breakdown of this motherfucking M, man. So I want to say 19. Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Chorus, how you? What's poppin', everybody? Frankie, hit me with the quote, baby. So yo, it's about 19. Y'all gonna be like, ew, y'all gonna give me the ill ski real quick. So it's like 1997, right? Is 1997, and let's leave it like that. So it's 1997, and motherfucking Eminem drops, right? His album. And I remember it like it was yesterday. So I'm in McDonald's. My boy, I'm just gonna give initials. FG, JK, you know what I mean? And GH, right? So all I have cool buddies, man. So we in this McDonald's, we bumping, we chilling, and this is at a time where motherfuckers is still walking around with CD players. I was a very fucking, I'm old as fuck, Chorus 44, man. But yo, long story short, like I felt like, yo, but I'ma outlive a lot of motherfuckers. I tell you that one, man. I took care of my temple, you heard? I did 2 years of motherfucking what's the shit? Fuck, tofu. I did 2 years of tofu. Thank you, Jay Z. I love you, my nigga. Mwah. That's to my cousin, man. But long story short, man, it's 97. We in McDonald's. I'm bumping Eminem. I bought the album. And I give it a Frankie. And I'm because this is at a time, I don't know if folk understand, but shit was like racist, right? So being Latino, being white, getting into the rap game, it was unheard of. You know what I'm saying? You see how they did Vanilla Ice, Ice, baby. Ba boom, 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 ba boom, 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 ba boom. Ice, ice, baby. They hung that motherfucker from a ledge, nigga. Give me your match, little nigga. Yo, Suge Knight used an evil dude, you heard? But I'm dropping real knowledge by the way. So it's 97. I'm bumping this shit. I give him the headphones, right? And he is just like, Zay, who the fuck? Like, remember, M was just so different at that time. He was talking his pen. It was the pen, man, that got me to him. I was like, yo, this little white boy pen is crazy, my nigga. Hence the reason why I like battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Um, uh, Yo, this man pen was diabolical, man. When did I meet that nigga? Was it before or after Florida? So if you don't know who that is, that's a famous thank you Frank for the quote of the day. That's a famous battle rapper quote of the day, man. If you're going to talk about what broke me, invite me to your table and I'll tell you God did with the pieces. Hold that, man. Yo, Murder Mook to the right of me. I was at the St. Gennaro feast with my mother. Whenever my mom wants to go somewhere, because okay, so as a little kid, she took me everywhere. So wherever she wants to go, we go. You know what I mean? We move. We don't need a car. We don't need my pop. You know, we just go. You know what I'm saying? We get there. So long story short, 1997, man. I'm listening to this Eminem album. I give it to FG, and my man's eyes are like, whoa, what the fuck is this, right? So Eminem being on that list is like, it makes me very happy. Hove was, Hove. We said Hove got beat on Renegade, right? So there's a Renegade song. If you don't know, please, listeners, I am music. Zay Dollar is fucking music, man. If you don't know, listen to Renegade, man. It's Jay-Z featuring, it's on his Blueprint album. He's featuring motherfucking Eminem, but Eminem kills him. And at the time, what that meant was, this is why everybody went hard on their track. Motherfuckers wasn't leaned out giving a freestyle. Niggas made sure they was in that booth giving you the best they had, because whoever they was featuring on, they wanted to murder that motherfucker. Hence the reason why a lot of people try to murder Jadakiss and Fab on their joints. You heard? But long story short, Renegade, Jay-Z, Eminem. And you know what I mean? It's so fucking cool to see Eminem's name on this list with about, 70 million fucking listeners every week, right? So let's just go down the names. You know what I'm saying? So we got Drake, once again, one of my favorites since '07, '08. I've been bumping him. He's the reason why I started listening to. No, in fact, you know what's wild? I started listening to The Weeknd before, right? Because The Weeknd had this one video. If you don't know, it's about 10, 20. Yo, this shit was '06, '07, right? Weeknd drops this crazy video. And Weeknd at the time was what Drake was doing, which was like, no more calling women bitches. No more saying that y'all hoes. No more acting crazy like y'all don't break our hearts. Y'all break our hearts. So Drake and The Weeknd, why I liked it in my 20s was because that was real life to me, man. You were getting in relationships, getting your heart broken, you know what I'm saying? And dealing, it was popping one. How you? Sorry, I got this little thing and it's blocking all the shit, man. But long story short, man, um, uh yeah, me and music, man. So but yeah, so Drake, right? So '07, '08, I start listening to The Weeknd, and then I find Drake, and then Drake, The Weeknd, they together because they both have good ears. So Drake signs them to over. You already know how that went, you know what I mean? But The Weeknd is a fucking great artist, man. The Weeknd is one of those ones too, man. But all right, so we got Drake, man. So Drake from '08 all the way to 2026. I've been listening to that guy. Views came. I remember Views. I think it was because of COVID, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Or I forgot which album, but there was a lot of cool shit. Like his rollouts were always dope. You know what I mean? And Murder, that track. My older ears feel like they were neck and neck. Yo, um, oh, yeah, maybe if you listen to it again, because Hove, look, there's nothing taking anything away from Hove. I'm not one of those guys. I'm just gonna be like Hove. I always called him Joe Camel. I think he should have did more for Marcy when you had that money. And my biggest gripe is when he finally got labels or partnerships, he gave these motherfuckers bad contracts. He still allowed uh that the ex drug dealer girlfriend to fucking that ratted on niggas to motherfucking give these boys some bad contracts. You know what I'm saying? But she did sign dope artists though. I ain't gonna lie, man. Giselda, shout out to them Buffalo boys. You know what I'm saying? And word, man. But all right, so NBA young boy, he If you don't know, I think he deserves to be on that number two. And then Future. Future reigns in with Drake, meaning when I started listening to Future, it was so way back. Who is this guy? His sound, his melody. So I always go off a melody. You understand? So I'm listening to these guys and I'm like, whoa. And then when Drake and Future did an album together, I said, holy, the clouds are spreading for the kid. So we go Little Baby. Little Baby, I'm surprised, but I'm not because he is, I guess, taking over Little Dirk. I think Little Dirk would have been there if Dirk was out, right? But Baby is there now. Kanye West. Kanye West. What can I say about that man? So Kanye West, man, he's producing for Rockefeller. This is when they were called Rockefeller, not Rock Nation. This is Rockefeller Records. Dame Dash, Biggs, Jay Z. You got Kanye West, Old Dirty Bastard. You had Beanie Siegel, State Property Boys, Oskino. You had a bunch of all these motherfuckers lined up on this beautiful label, man, and giving brothers an opportunity to make some good money, right? That's what I like that Dame Dash did. Yo, Oskino got tales where he's like, you can't do this with your label. He would call Dame and be like, yo, Dame, I need some bread, man. And Dame would hit him off, man. Yo, Dame, I need to buy this, man. Yo, but you know what I'm saying? Nah, do your thing, man. You know what I mean? We already know the Knicks got it in the bag, man. This shit is rigged from day one, papito. But yeah, man. Kanye West was he definitely has his seat in hip hop, let's just say, right? I don't know if you want to put him on the hip hop Mount Rushmore, but I think Kanye West deserves his table. I don't give a fuck how crazy the game made him. I guess if you ask me, if I lost my mother and I was in, I'll be crazy too. I'll be fucking crazy too. You heard? So, Tolliver, man. Don, shout out to Don, man. Salute to you, Don. You working hard. You getting to yours. I don't know too much about your music, but shout out to Don Tolliver. Not a hater either. I maybe heard a few joints. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to Don. You already know. Oh, Post Malone, my nigga, Post Malone. Yeah, Post. White Iverson was my introduction. Post Malone, man. He's definitely one of them ones, man. His ear, I like his beat selection. I like Post Malone's um uh um what is it, like his talent, man? Because yo, a lot of people be like, yo, you came in on hip hop and then you go, nah, he came in on hip hop. That's where his heart was, but he's also a musician. He's also an artist, man. Lil Wayne did it. You know what I'm saying? Where they touch different genres. You know what I mean? Post Malone just knows. MGK, maybe the complexion for the protection makes them, slide in a little bit better to second base, but they get there. All right, so you got Lucky. Don't know too much about Lucky. Shout out to you. I think that's a female, but shout out to Lucky, man. Rod Wave. Let's go, Wave. Stop acting too ghetto, Wave. Stop acting too gangster, Wave. You definitely what up, BZ? Yo, Rod Wave, can you stop acting gangster, man? Can you stop, man? Just like that 50 Cent joint, man. I snatch Big Pun chain, nigga, 400 pounds. He can't catch me, son. That's why you be licking shots, man. Be careful, Rod. That's all I'm saying, man, because you make amazing music. Rod Wave, I don't know who hurt you. I don't know the ladies' names. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, Poppy. Shout out to you, man. Eminem. We just discussed M and his reign, his glory. Being a white boy, I felt like it. I think BZ can agree. When you're Puerto Ricans in New York City, you kind of feel like not a white boy, but you feel like the outside, right? You never gained in with the white people, and you never gain in with the morenos. You know what I'm saying? So it's a weird, Latinos is a weird, joint. You know what I'm saying? Hence the reason why a lot of Latinos just stick with Latinos. You heard? But yeah, man. Eminem was an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? What up, Nene D? What up, everybody? He came in the game, and I think what saved him was the fact that he came in the 90s when your pen meant something, and that transitioned to his career the way it was, the way it is. Um, we got to admit that the I'm not afraid. That song, yo, that's when Eminem pushed everybody to tell them stop making hip hop. Let's start making shit that we could make bread for years off of, right? Let's make timeless music. Hove was on it, Nas was on it, Mobb Deep was on it, Wu Tang Clan was on it. So Eminem, J. Cole, Jay, what up, Jay? They say he be in Brooklyn with a bicycle, you heard? But J. Cole, what can I say about J. Cole? I am not gonna hate on that man. I think J. Cole has a dope pen. I think J. Cole, uh, what's that called? Like you bit too much. You chew. You know what I mean? Like he bit too much, right? He bit too much into the game. They gave him the top three slot when this is society giving it to him. He probably was like, nigga, I'm just cool being in the game. You know what I mean? So J. Cole, man, good music, released the album this year. Kind of critically acclaimed, got its little, flowers and shit like that. But I wish J. Cole gets more burn. Um, Maybe it's the route he chose, right? Because hip hop is predominantly jewelry, the whips, the nonsense. You understand me? So J. Cole don't do that, man. J. Cole is like motherfucking yo, green light. Yo, B, what the fuck going on with green light, B? What's popping? Shout out to Rod Wave. Yo, Rod Wave's discography is nasty work. He got a joint called Ice Cold or some shit, Cold Ice Hard or some. Woo! Rod Wave, what are you doing today? Rod Wave, what you doing today? But yeah, man, J. Cole. Um, he- he's a weirdo. Let me stop. Jay, you's a weirdo, nigga. Gunna. What can I say about Gunna? If you wanna add it up, he's the first rat on the list to be up there, man. So Gunna still doing his numbers. There's a video surface rolling around YouTube right now. I kind of dig it. It got Gunna. It's pretty dope, man. It got Gunna front thing, and then it got a bunch of Atlanta artists behind them, and it's like everybody says shit about him. Everybody called him a rat, but right now Gunna is still, numero uno out of that group. You heard? So be careful. You know, the people you think you gonna kick down when they on their knees, right? So be careful because karma always has a hand in biting your ass. You know what I'm saying? When you least expect it. But yeah, man. Shout out to Gunna. I like his music. I ain't gonna front. You know what I mean? Juice World. Juice. I'm only gonna do a few more. Um, I'm feeling not under the weather, but I don't know. Lately the heat. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? With just a lot going on in my life. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to get my brain and everything right. But Juice World, man. Juice. We really was going on. Ethan was popping, man. Yeah, yo, Eminem, yo, Aftermath, yo. First of all, B, you do remember your cheeseburger. You good, man. You perfect time in the war. Good looking, everybody on the thumbs up, man. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Um, Ethan, thank you. Cheeseburger, Christy, NAD, yo, Chorus World, Frank was popping, B. Yo, everybody, man. I hope I don't miss. I got this stupid little box right here blocking shit, so I'm trying to do the best I can. But you're not late, man. But Eminem, you wasn't lying, B. Eminem, please, everybody, do not be biased and not listen to music. Mind you, music is everywhere, so you could get it free 99. Just listen. You know what I mean? Juice World, Juice. Uh, the promotion of drug use, I didn't like it. I didn't like the music. I didn't like the videos where he's half perked out. I didn't like none of it. The music was good. His music was very good. That's what hurt me, that this creature was a fucking hurt soul. Whatever pain he was in, that he was popping fucking 3,000 motherfucking Zans and all type. Yo, long story short, if you don't know Juice World, they pull his jet over. They're gonna raid it. Before they do, Juice consumes a lot of whatever and ODs. Rest in peace, Juice. So that's why that's a touchy subject. I hate throwing dirt when you dead. You heard? You know what I mean? But Juice, I wish you fucking had somebody around you that was like, Papi, please, man, let's take you to rehab, Papi. Be good, man. He was making a lot of money too. Suicide Boys. Yeah, just the name, I guess that's why, you know what I mean? I heard they make, I heard a couple of joints. Big X the plug. Shout out to Big X the plug, baby. I always love Biggie Small type motherfuckers that get in the game, got a good pen, and they deliver what they got to do, man. Little Dirk. Um, DJ Academic said something very fucking wild to me that like stuck. He was like, Little Dirk is in that era that fits like the Young Dolphs and the Juice World, meaning the people that are dead, they people are still listening to the music because we're never going to hear you again, and it's almost like Dirk. Like he said, like we might not ever. Yeah, shout out to the cause team, man. You already know the double X though. I got a white and blue one I can't find, man. Uh, Little Dirk, yeah, man. Little Dirk is a rough one because right now, I feel bad for those brothers. I feel bad for YNW Melly. I feel bad for Little Dirk. My main thing is like, look, you got me here. Let's do this trial. Let's get it over with and give me my time or let me know what I'm gonna do. You know, YNW Melly been there for almost 7, 6 years, man. You know, his first trial went to I believe a hung jury that they didn't know whether he was guilty or not, and now they're gonna redo it. Yo, and they not gonna let him out on bond or yo, they let worse people out. Well, that's on whatever it is. What it is, Travis. God, Travis. Yo, Travis, your first album, yo, yo, his ear to beats is nasty, and I love that. A lot of his shit is like, house produced. Shout out to Travis Scott. That's what I'm gonna say. If you don't know, he deserves a seat as well. He delivered on the Nike sneakers. He bought the Travis Scott ethos. Um, he bought those cool little events, those fairs that got him into the bullshit he got in. But that man was making a lot of fucking money before Drake and you know. So shout out to Travis Scott, man. Shout out to Travis Scott, and he does have a baby with one of the Kardashians. I don't know if that's a win or a L. So y'all let me know. Uh, Party Next Door signed to OVO, man. Drake once again heard the ear, knows the pen. They so Party Next Door and Drake really work well in the studio together, hence the reason why he signed him. Future and Drake work well together, and 21 Savage and Drake work well together. Um, these are all prominent albums that I listen to now. You know what I mean? So shout out to Travis, shout out to Party Next Door, Mac Miller, Mac, yo, you beat out Kevin Gates. Ito! Yo, that's a crazy one. Shout out to Mexican OT, man. Yo, Yo, Mac Miller, man. That's all I'm gonna say is just that. Mac Miller, man. We miss you, pa. We miss you, man. Kevin Gates, Kevin, man. Boricua. Shout out to Kevin Gates being Boricua. You know what I mean? Kevin Gates has a very, I call it emotional music, but I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. You heard? I fucks with Kevin Gates, truly, man. He got a lot of hitters. Two phones. Dun, 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 dun. Really, really? Yo, he got a lot of joints, man. Shout out to him. I don't like his messy back life, his messy story, because he does a lot of messy shit, you know what I mean? But I dig his music. So shout out to Kevin Gates. That's all I'm gonna say, because that man will strangle motherfuckers. Little ooze, nigga. Yeah. Aha! Yeah. Yeah, little ooze, nigga. What's poppin', man? Philadelphia's own, man. Little Uzi Vert, man. I think he just knew, like, to put a little Uzi, like, you know what I mean? He was ahead of his time. I will always say that about little Uzi. Um, nah, but shout out to Lazy Bone, shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. They look better than ever. They still look good, and most importantly, they're a group that's together. I don't think a lot of people understand that, man. We're from an era where groups break up like fucking, you know what I mean? Like crazy work, man. It's fucked up. You know what I mean? Because if your business ain't right, your literal partner could be making different money than you, man. If your business isn't right, the person that you guys are grouping will literally be making more bread than you, and it's messed up, man. But shout out to yeah, little Ooze, man. Little Uzi Vert, man. But yeah, man, Dirk, another serial killer like Vaughn. Yeah, Dirk is nasty. What up, co-host? Dirk is nasty work, man. Dirk is nasty work, man. You know, I'm a, Dirk is like, um, you know what Dirk, Shiesty have in common, obviously, is the father thing. And that's why I go so hard with LeVar Ball, because your father makes a huge difference. Ladies, your father makes a huge difference in your life. Daddy not being in that picture breaks up the family home a lot faster, man. You need daddy to tell the daughter to put the jeans on instead of the skirt. You need daddy to slap the shit out of the dude because he's smoking weed at 13. You need daddy, but you don't need those daddies. You don't need those daddies that thought that bringing them in crime, showing them how to, put a gun together, whatever nonsense they was doing, smoking L's in front of them, all that stupid shit is crazy work, man. We gotta stop promoting this nonsense. I remember, yo, I swear to God, I done moved so many. Like I go, I'm a nomad, man, and I be in places where a lot of mothers thought, you just be, let's say, a barbecue or something, and Shorty be like, yo, 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 check this out, and her little kid would be like, fuck you, and I'm like, that's not cute, man. Make sure that kid don't say that, because he's gonna start saying that in school, and then the teacher got to deal with the shit. It's like, yo, is a crazy system, man. It really is, man. You know what I mean? It really fucking is when it comes to that, man. So little Dirk is pops, man. I know he came out and he's doing his Muslim stuff, but what he absorbed in the beginning was you making that bread and you getting locked up in the feds. And that's why Dirk has a lot of interviews or songs where he goes, I don't mind, doing my time. You know what I mean? I ain't going to like, Dirk is really like holding on to that while everybody around him is snitching. That's what I'm afraid of. You, as a human being, you could uphold those values. You could uphold those. Yo, I'm gonna be loyal to my niggas. Never back talk, never back door, never do none of this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, there you go. You know what I mean? Fucking around, dealing with this. Yo, them pops. Yo, Shiesty got a good pen. Shiesty and Dirk both are legit cool artists that I wouldn't mind them doing music right now. They did a great. They would have gave us the dopest album. I promise you, man. But upholding that ghetto bullshit, thinking you the hardest motherfucker because you got a switch on you, and then when you go to jail, you literally got to buy yourself out of that. That's all that's happening. Is straight extortion. All that money that Shiesty was holding when he was out for the 2, 3 months, 5 months, whatever he was out for, that shit is getting funded right back into his goddamn you know what I mean? But it's just bugged out, man. Travis' daughter's name Stormy, like my dog. Shout out to Travis, man. How did I know, man? Oh, Molly Santana. Shout out to Molly. Tyler, the creator. Tyler, what would we do without you? Tyler, I dig your stance on your sexuality. I dig the fact that you signed Frank Ocean. I dig that you let all your people eat. You started a TV show on Adult Swim because most of your crew ain't know how to rap, but they had that jackass type feel going on. So yeah, man, kids need to learn at home, man. We need to start letting you know that, yo, when pops or older figures, men are out there thinking that it's cool to have your shit saggy in front of the kids, think that you rolling the L in front of them and slapping them and acting crazy, talking to them like they 20 something, that needs to stop. They're little kids. Give them a hug. Tell them to go inside. When I'm finished with this, we'll chill. Stop showing them that side of life. We don't need to show them that until later. When I was younger, the most you would do was yank on your mom's joint and be like, "Mommy, what's those crack vows? Mommy, why? What's that?" that's not cigarette smoke, mommy. You know, like we knew we wasn't stupid people, man. But you don't want to put it in front of them, man. You don't want to be rolling a J, thinking that shit is cute, blowing smoke. Yo, they got videos of 3-year old. Remember the moms that got in trouble because a kid was hitting the blunt? I'm like, yo, he was like 3 years old, man. So yeah, be careful how you raise these kids, man. Once again, I will always um really you know I will always just repeat or regurgitate um how a kid absorbs everything at that young age. And right underneath Tyler the Creator, You Go Girl is my favorite rapper from ATL. It's Young Thugger. You go, girl. You go, girl. You go, girl. I don't care how much you thought you were changing the rap game. I don't care how much you wanted to be. You wanted to set like a footprint where, yo, we remember you. How we remember you is that goofy dress. How we remember you is you wearing that. I remember you went to a store and was like, yo, this is a 7-year old blouse. It was like a leopard print blouse. And it's like, I don't care if it was a 20 something. Yo, family, stop. You changed the rap game so motherfuckers is wearing goofy shit. Can we bring back Carhartt jean or Carhartt with the Tims and just yo, all that other shit is crazy, man. Yeah. And yo, that's another thing that if you look at these numbers, let's say you misconstrue some with the bots, you know what I'm saying? But Drake's still handling it. This is a week, man. This ain't a month. This is weekly, you heard? And if you go all the way, I don't know if like I can't scroll, you know what I mean? But all the way down there, man, you had Jay-Z and a couple other motherfuckers. I think Playboy Cardi should be in front of Thug, you heard? But it is what it is. Frank Ocean, Novocaine. I swear to God, that motherfucking orange. It was I think it was called orange something or something. Yo, that joint where he had the old school car and that was his beautiful dream. He didn't want the Maybach. He didn't want. He just wanted that old school joint. You know what I'm saying? Probably had a crib in Calabasas. You know what I mean? And driving up that beautiful hill, man. Shout out to Frank Ocean, man. I do not like how um everywhere else that broken rich shit work except for hip hop. I don't get it, man. My thing is, as long as you giving me good music, I don't care what you do in your bedroom. That's how we were raised. We don't care what you doing if you got a monkey slapping your ass and a girl with a strap on the size of my arm. I don't care. That's you. But when you in the booth, you give me good music. Thank you, pal. Good looking. Peace. You know what I'm saying? But some artists do some things that obviously rub you the wrong way, Kels, and there's a lot of people, you know what I mean? And Jay, you can't erase your history. You did a double Mano Eyes, you did a double album with R. Kelly. Yo, Not Guilty was fire, man. That Not Guilty song was crazy work, you know what I mean? Doug ruined it for ATL. He destroyed it. Why we why didn't like and you know what's wild? Everybody was saying this at the time. We were giving him the feedback that he needed, which was Thug, you wildin'. He's calling his boys, yo, what up, baby? Yo, what up? Yo, what up? Yo, what up, ma? Yo, I love you. Like, yo, say you love you to your mans, but let that shit be on some real, like, y'all went through war and shit. Yo, I love you, my nigga. Yo, we made it, right? We got to this glorious place. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think these young, because look how they manage their money now. It's so funny that like these guys are like in their 20s and still didn't get it. We're telling them stack your bread, invest, do this, do that. No, buy jewelry. I just saw a freaking interview where Adrian Broner said he wasted 9 million on jewelry and he owns not one piece. 9 million. And he of course he goes, he gave it to he bought some his pops, his team, right? You gotta buy your team, right? They in the gym with you, right? Nah, man. You gotta be careful how you spend your money, man. I know everybody wants to have this, like, yo, I know these niggas for 30 something years, but yo, you're in a different tax bracket now, Papa. No more. There's no more similarities no more, man. You go home in a gated community, they still live outside in the hood, man. So you gotta, if you want to take some, put them on your payroll and help some, you could do that, man. Definitely do that. But enabling, giving them, buying them shit, that's not the way to move, man. You know what I'm saying? Because all you're gonna do is end up buying fake friendships. All you're gonna do is end up buying fake love. You heard? And that fake love, that shit, motherfuckers are yes men with that fake love shit. And then in the same sentence will fucking backdoor you. That's what but yeah, Adrian Broner, man, 9 million, man, gone on jewelry. And this is why I be telling folk. Jewelry, cars, everything the rappers are telling you to purchase is everything that depreciates in value the quickest, man. So don't listen to them. They rappers. You should listen to your maybe your what I'm saying, accountant or something. Not a fucking rapper. Especially not a nigga that's 19, 20 years old. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. You definitely not knowing what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? That's my only gripe, man. Money bag, yo, man. Money bag. I don't know too much about you other than your girlfriend situation that you with Ari Fletcher and she got 7 BBLs and shit like that. And she uh G Herbo's baby moms. That is weirdo shit. I don't understand what's up with these rappers, man. Why they always want to be hitting the same thing they mans hit. That is goofy shit to me, man. We never was doing that. And if motherfuckers like hypothetically ran a train or did some crazy shit, that bitch is not in the loop no more. You heard? And I'm not saying me, you know what I mean? That boy Jeffrey, yo, Jeffrey a weirdo, man. Jeffrey a weirdo. Like you gotta understand, Zay. Why would you go in a little bit like that? It's like, yo, man, you giving these men opportunities. You taking them from out their neighborhood, they hood. You putting them in a better situation and a better place. And the difference between old school and new school is new school actually got to the paper faster. Somehow, even though they had shitty contracts, they were still selling out shows, and a lot of these club appearances were paying very well. You understand me? Between liquor and entry fees, a club could make maybe 20 bands. Give the artist 5 bands. These artists be fabricate gas. You know what I mean? Like fabricating what the fuck they make. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we gave them opportunities and they were supposed to build. I always will bring up Rollo. Look up Rollo, y'all. Ralo. He from Atlanta. He that Atlanta motherfucker I like. You know what I mean? So dog food. Not glorifying that. Don't sell dog food. Please do not sell dog food. And unless it's legal dog food. But yo, he made a lot of money, let's just say, right? But instead of buying jewelry and all this porqueria, because he said it like this, he was like, yo, he has an interview where he's like, I'm in the game. I'm doing what I gotta do. I got a little chain, I got my watch, you know what I'm saying? But I'm building, I'm doing shit on the outside, right? And um then he goes, he's like, yo, it's almost like the rap game forced me to buy jewelry and almost like show it's like your medals, right? Like to show where you are in the game, right? The pieces. Hence the reason why they have so many. But I like Rollo. You know what I mean? I like what Rich Homie, man. You another one. You heard? Um even though it sounded like you was rapping with marbles in your mouth, shout out to Rich Homie Quan, you heard? Um but yeah, man, damn, what the fuck I was talking about? Don't smoke weed, y'all. For real, for real. But yeah, Rollo, man, go look up Rollo. His music, I could dig it, but I like what he does outside the music. I like that he's using dirty whatever he's doing with his money. I like that he's doing that. I like that he bought 2 houses and wrecked both of them, bulldozed both of those, and then by Atlanta law, I think you could build like a 3-story the most. So he built 2 3-story like complexes that instead of housing 2 families, now you got 5 6 families. And yeah, that might bring beef, but what he does is he doesn't charge them rent. He allows them to stack their bread. um Another cool thing is his immediate team. He has like a parking lot where The keys are right there. If you want to drive the Maybach or this one today, everybody could drive whatever vehicle they want. You know what I'm saying? And there's a good and bad with that. Let's just be honest. But I think Rollo is on a good plateau, man. Like, I like Boosie buying all those acres and then building his son's homes on it, and his baby moms. Or I like when artists do these things with their money. It tells me, yo, the growth, right? You want growth with money. You want to leave generational wealth. You don't want to fast forward and then when you die, let's say in 15 years we bury a lot of these fellas, right? Yo, a lot of them, they kids could look up and be like, yo, pops, you made 500 million and all you did was go to the club and buy jewelry and cars that we don't have no more. We don't. What's going on? So, you know what I mean? Be careful how you spend your bread, man. I always say it. And of course, you look, if you need a vehicle, I just found out, coming from New York to California, you need a fucking vehicle in Cali. But get the A to B joint, man. Get the A to B, man, because you know, uh, trying to show off to humans that don't give a fuck is like is bugged out. You know what I mean? Why didn't Jay come at 50 when segue Nene Nene D yo Hole is Nene D? You're ready, man. Salute to us, man. Salute to you, Nene. I like your swaggy, man. Just want to say that, like the ladies that still whatever, but Nene D, talk about it, man. This is what is almost like bully, right? Bullyism, meaning bullies choose who they want to punk. Bullies choose who they know they're gonna get away with to fight, right? Sometimes it don't work in a bully's fate. You know what I mean? And that little kid they thought ain't have hands puts them down. You heard? But um, Jay talked a lot of okay, so let's rewind. Let's talk about this the right way. Jay-Z, Ho Vito, Ho Vito, Ho Vito. So Jay-Z, man, um, born in Brooklyn, New York, Marcy Projects. He grew up with a lot of cool guys around him. Tata, Sauce Money. He let's just say Marcy at the time was raising a lot of good old motherfuckers, like real strong dudes, real robbing, slap you in the face motherfuckers. And Hove just was around that, right? Because there's many stories where motherfuckers go out to eat and all his peoples that wasn't rapping, Tata and them motherfuckers was pulling out knots like this. Yo, what up? I got you here, hold that. And Cameron like, yo, my nigga, I'm the one rapping. How you the fuck you? Long story. But yeah, Hove, you went at Kanye, you went at Nicki, you went at I believe it was like a little line about Nicki Kid. Let me know if that's real. He said something very foolish about Nicki, about how she's still on the drugs and something, something, something. But he dissed Nicki, dissed Drake, dissed Kanye, and I believe he dissed then he dissed a personality. Dame Dash. He said his teeth fell out his mouth. I'm not the one. Whatever, 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 whatever. Um, yo, Hove, what happened to 50, man? 50 bringing all that heat, and everybody, if you don't know, 50 Cent is a little quiet right now. He's going through real life shit. If you don't know, his baby moms was involved with those Diddy parties, right? Those Diddy freak offs. And there's footage out there. There's Diddy like to film everything, right? He was a weirdo. But I feel for you, 50. That's all I'm gonna say, 50. I shook your hand. I met you at the boxing event. You a cool motherfucker. You gave me my piece. You let me shout out G Unit when you was coming to me. You didn't wild out. You didn't slap. You know what I mean? You was a good dude. I appreciate you, 50 Cent. And if you don't know, 50 Cent does a lot of shit behind closed doors for a lot of artists. When Fetty Wap was locked up, he was sending him money. When Little Dirk was going through his shit, 50 was in his ear telling him, yo, start cleaning your shit up and be careful. Feds are watching. When Takashi 69 was dealing with his shit, he told him Feds are watching. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Um, he went at a lot of the industry folk that were doing bitchy shit, that were working together and collaborating and trying to put a foot monopoly on the market and the rap. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Jay, you ain't say 50 name because you know 50 with a, you know what I'm saying, real life shit, right? And shout out to 50 Cent. I love, you know, I love his story, man. So 50 Cent has a cool story on how uh so he did, I don't know how true this is, y'all, but 50 Cent, Big Meech, thank you, co-host, good looking. Um so 50 Cent was involved with a rap battle beef with Rick Ross. Supposedly he said something about Rick Ross's wife or baby moms. It was like a defamation suit that costed like 7 mil or some weird shit. So instead of paying out the money, 50 Cent just claimed bankruptcy. And it goes into default loans and all that other rich bullshit, slick shit, right? But long story short, man, 50 Cent, I like I said, I like that when he got into the game, he got his little money from remember, he signed with Eminem Boys. So when he got his little money, man, the first thing this motherfucker went and did was put his money into vitamin water. And this is when, you know, at the time all you had was the Deer Park Water or something like that, and maybe one other company started with a V, Valvacun, some shit, whatever. So 50 puts his money into this thing, makes 100 M's off of the vitamin water. If you don't know taxes, life, you know what I mean? So what he does, one of the main things he does is he goes and buys Mike Tyson's house in New Jersey. Um, that shit is a beautiful estate. If you don't know, it's centered and it's cool. Yo, 50 Cent is a goon. He bought Mike Tyson estate and then he put a club in it. He did a lot of cool shit. But I always look. I'm a fan of music, y'all. So I really know a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Nene D does too, and B. You know what I mean? But Frank, everybody. But you know what I mean? You dial in a little bit. You know what I mean? To what you liked. And music was, you know, Famo was doing producing. I was doing my rapping shit. You know what I'm saying? So I tried. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy BX. He actually got signed by Sony. Shout out to BX, BX, BX. I love you, brother. Um, but yeah, long story short, man, 50 Cent put his money to did a great investment. And he showed you motherfuckers how to do it, son. You heard? And then he has an interview where they go, yo, 50, why your shit like it's like simple a little bit. He goes, yo, my shit is melodic, man. I do it like this so another country that don't know my words could still be like, it's your birthday. Oompa-loompa, hoppa-doo-chee, hoppa-doo-pee, hoppa-doo-dee, yeah. You know what I mean? So he knew way back how to approach this rap game. You know what I mean? Oh shit, that ain't for real. Yo, let me bring it to everybody's attention. I thought this was like, you know, see, a lot of folk don't understand. Our rumors were true rumors back then. Like it wasn't a rumor. Like it was just behind closed doors. So I did hear that Jay, you know what I mean? And remember, 50 got at him, and then Hove was like, "I'm about a dollar. What the fuck is 50 Cent?" Yo, shout out to that line, man. Ali Sadiq said the same thing. His son asked why he didn't have any chains and jewelry. He drove around different properties and told him, "I own these properties." Yo, shout out to Ali Sadiq. If you don't know, if you want to follow somebody's story, beautiful man, man, beautiful man. His journey very hardcore, very you know, built for the strong, but successfully he built an empire or built generational wealth, let's just say. So shout out to Ali Sadiq. If you don't know, he's an awesome comedian. No way, man. Yo, you talking about Hoes joints? Oh, You see, what goes around comes around. When you want to throw rocks and shit, when you want to act like you on top of, yo, everybody has their high point. That's gonna be life. But God judges you on what you do at that high point. Are you reaching people up? Are you pushing people down? And a lot of stories that go around say Hove was pushing people down, man. He was taking beats. He was fucking, signing niggas to crazy deals and, doing a lot of slick shit. And he's Mr. Buy and sell, right? As soon as he gets with the Heineken or Barclays or Title or whatever he does, he makes sure you know Ace of Spades. He still got that. You know what I'm saying? But look how much that cost. Like that was my only thing with Hove was like, yo, he already was talking that shit in front of us. Like, I'm better. I'm a boss. I got my money. I know what to do with it. I'm a businessman. Nigga, suit up. You heard, little nigga? And that always rubbed me wrong, man, because it's like, yo, homie, you supposed to be trying to reach for people's hands, man. You supposed to be telling us how to get to that bag then. Tell us how to maneuver in the business game. Tell us that maybe a suit does matter. But yo, he was doing it in a cocky fashion. I never liked it, man. Love you too, babe. 111. I never liked how my son was doing it. You know what I mean? Remember, I'm from MTV days. Interviews live, and you don't know what's going to happen. Shout out to old dirty bastard with the welfare joint. But a lot of these interviews, Hove always, came off very cocky, very, boss like. And at the time, it worked for a lot of human beings, man. A lot of human beings bought into that game and made, did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? But when you poor street head, you trying to listen to something to vibe with, to understand or teach me something. That's why I always will give Wu Tang Clan its props, its flowers. Like Wu Tang Clan to me, when Old Dirty Bastard was at the Grammys and was like, yo, motherfucker, yo, you gonna give the award to this nigga, but we do this shit for the fucking kids for real, man. It's so easy to talk about using the drug. How about we talk about what happens when you get caught up? They have very vivid stories. Wu Tang Clan. Shout out to Wu, man. Shout out to the Wu. So, you know what I mean? Staten Island. If you go to Staten Island, I lived there for about 8 years, almost 10. Motherfuckers got there's like a storefront that got all they faces, Old Dirty Bastard, all of them amazing, immaculate. You heard? Wu Tang Clan forever. But yeah, man, Hova always rubbed me wrong, man. And my man's told me I had a joint yesterday, kind of did the same thing. But the reason why, Camel Joe and all that shit, motherfuckers, I was joking on them and shit. It's like, yo, man, yo, Hove, you had an opportunity, man, to teach a lot of folk, man, how to deal with the rap contracts, how to get to your point. You understand me? And you didn't do that, man. And I understand business is still business, right? Like Zay, yo, he gotta. It is what it is. But yo, these are motherfuckers he was calling his mans and them. Remember, him and Beanie got into some shit too, even though he bought out Beans and Freeway. And it was only to do their favorite track. Boom, 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 boom. And I still think Freeway had the hardest verse on that shit. You heard? Still hustle till the sun come up. Crack a 40 when the sun go down. It's a cold winter. Y'all niggas better bundle up. And the tenant didn't bundle up. And yo, I was like, Freeway, what the fuck is you saying? Yo, y'all niggas better bundle up. Yo, to the sun come up. Yo, shoo, about to play right now. Crack a 40 when the sun go down. Yo, when your gun go round, that verse was nasty work, yo. Was in Connecticut. Oh yeah, it is. It was in Connecticut. It was. I keep saying Jersey, Connecticut. And shout out to Connecticut, because if you don't know uh that piece of land is cha-ching and a ching and a ding a ling a ling. They still got, Connecticut. I think some wild areas there. You heard? There's wild areas everywhere. But yeah, it was Connecticut, right? Shout out to Tyson, man, knowing where to buy real estate, man. You know what I mean? He probably bought that shit for a milli. And word. But if you're not educated, I think that's another good segue was Mike Tyson. If you're not educated and you um hone in on your skills on one thing and not, he was intelligent at at his moments, right? Um he used elaborate, eloquent words whenever he could, let's just say. But Mike Tyson, man, his biggest downfall, I'ma say, was his heart. I think Mike Tyson had a big heart, man. And I heard so many stories where he would just, yo, fender bender, here, take the Rolls Royce. Yo, how much you need, man? Here, you need 20? Here's 50. Here's 100 bands, man. Yo, what you doing? Yo, come over, man. Yo, Tyson. Yo, not the Tyson, the interviews. Suck my balls. I'm gonna eat your children. All that crazy shit, Mike Tyson shit. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, man, Mike, while he's still here, I will always say he's one of the greatest heavyweights boxers of all fucking time. I wasn't around to see Ali or, too much of Foreman, but what I did get to see was my pops buying 59.99 pay-per-view events and Tyson ending them shits. Like, and thank God for the undercard, because if not, Tyson joints was like 10 seconds. Ding! Hey, Mike Tyson, you just won the fight, and you're like, oh, I just went to go get a beer, nigga, from my, oh. Mike Tyson fights was that quick, man. 59.99. If you don't know, if you had Time Warner Vision cable, it was this thing called pay per view, and one of the first and still ongoing are like those gladiator, UFC and boxing events, right? But boxing, man, I think maybe 49.99. I might be whatever it was. But I remember my pops, all the uncles getting together, putting $10 underneath the remote on the cable box, paying for the bill. We would order it, and it'd be like heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, and then they interviewed, they say the other nigga's name. Ding, yo, Mike, what the hell? What just yo? You just Yo, Mike was laying these motherfuckers down, son, early. Ding, whoo, 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 whoo. His little that fucking whoa, where are you? But boom, and yo, this man's hands was so like I went to Cooperstown. If you don't know, it's located on the East Coast. I don't know exactly what state it's in, um, but Cooperstown, New York, they got a boxing Hall of Fame, man. Beautiful. They got a baseball and a boxing. So, baseball, we took my grandfather. He loves baseball. He loves his Mets. He had a Jose, um, who's the guy that rest in peace. He was a great Fuck, it starts with a C. But long story short, he had a card of this guy that played for the Phillies, I believe, and his plane crashed while he was bringing shit over. But damn, and I used to remember his name forever because that was my grandfather's favorite player. But we went to a baseball Hall of Fame, and then right next door was like the boxing. So we go into the boxing Hall of Fame. No lie, George Foreman, Mike Tyson, and Ali. Man, yo, these guys, they fits was like two of my joints. And at the time, I was like a little kid, but still, man, it was like maybe three, four of my joints, in fact. But yeah, man. Shout out to Cooperstown Boxing Hall of Fame joint, man. So what they do is they have everybody's fist in what's that called? Like casting or something, right? Like and you could just look at it, you know what I mean, and be like, oh, what the fuck, man? These guys had big ass fucking hands, man. So shout out to fucking Mike Tyson, man. Shout out to George Foreman, man. If George Foreman got another cool story. He retires, he puts in work, he's fucking pulling trees. So he has a crib, let's say whatever, right? And on his property, he's knocking trees down. He's like doing boxing, training old school. You know what I mean? Like doing labor intensive shit, right? And yo, he won that belt again, man. Shout out to George Foreman. And if you don't know, if you haven't eaten on a George Foreman grill, you ain't missing out. But yeah, man, fucking yeah, he should have. He ain't Hove ain't bring up 50 random. Um, you know, Do 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 do. How we got still hustles in the sun. Got fun. It's a cold winter. Y'all niggas better bundle up. Da 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 da. Yo, that shit, nigga, was always do 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 do. What we do, right? What we I don't want to get. Yo, this shit was crazy work, man. He better worry about his son trying to get that paternity. That's a fact too, man. Yo, there's a lot of yo. I was always like, I never liked messy people. I never liked somebody that would, brag about money or doing this, and then they sister or moms is hurting, right? I never liked people that, you know, look, if you don't got it, you don't got, like, how you gonna help, right? Like, so it is what it is. But um, woo, we do it. Hustle till the sun come up. 40 when the sun go down. It's a cold winter. Y'all niggas better bundle up. If you down the hot now, listen up. Lock us down and throw away the key. Woo! Nowhere to eat. Moms. And the teeth start showing. Keep going. I'ma rob me a person, catch a nigga lacking while he out in the open. Kids while we living for the prison. Lexus boys in the squatter. Hit him with the smithing. I'm a rider. Kitchen. Line up. Fuck niggas up. Laugh about it. And I sit with the freeway. Move out. Sit with the Lord. Clean up my sins. Like 10 in the morning. And I could give it to you while yawning, man. Yo. Order, man. Chicken up. I'm talking about half the quarters. You do the math. Woo! Man. Yo. Hove never that, man. Similar to the Black Ranch. Yo. Yo. I'm sorry, y'all. Crazy. There you go. Yo. Shout out to motherfucking God damn it. This is why motherfuckers have 700 niggas, man. Yo, shout out to like I said, Beans and Freeway went in on that one, man. Yo, that shit, cause like, look, like I'm really honest when I like with the music shit. Like, yo, music used to really, you in a staircase waiting for your mans to come home, or you know, homeless, or you still had your music. You still had, yo, wherever I was, I got to get away, right, and make it feel like what how I wanted it to be, right? Like, so music was very. And when this shit came out, niggas was wilding. You know, in Philly and out East Coast, niggas was like, "Yo, what is wrong?" Word, man. Shout out to the what we do, man. Word. And Beans killed it. And my biggest thing was like, yo, when Beans and Hove got into their shit, it's like, yo, Hove, you gotta be the bigger man. You got the bread. You won. You won the game, Hove. That's why I don't understand why he just don't piece it up with Dame so niggas could, or Skino and bring Rockefeller, like, you know what I'm saying? But notice how everybody he chill with, he burn. Yo, he had a verse where he talking about stabbing man. Rivera at the time was the old, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You get no points for that, Hove. And they try to change the story, but you know who says this what's her name? That female. Damn, man. She was like the first, like she was a light skin. She had a cool ass name too, man. Started with a B or something. But long story short, her story goes, yo, when I walked into the club and I seen Aunt is like, yo, so and so stabbed me, man. So it's like it's bugged out, man. You know what I mean? It's bugged out, man. That shit is crazy work, man. Like I don't understand it, man. You know what I mean? Why I don't know. But yeah, man, you better piece it up with Dame and I don't know, man. Like I was saying, man, look what happened. Him and Keep talking about Kanye West insanity and you don't why are you talking like that, my nigga? Like, and I know after the Drake and Kendrick battle, it's gonna get even more personal. Like the getting personal is gonna be the main thing in these rap battles. But man, stop, Kanye. First of all, you want to talk about Kanye West news? Random, I heard they built a stadium for him to throw it overseas. You heard? They built a stadium, man, sold out. It's gonna be one of the like craziest. You know what I mean? It's like, you can talk all your shit about Kanye West all you want. All I think it is Kanye West lost his mother, which is huge. If you ask any man that's like a mama's boy, I'm being moms is like for real the jewel that kept the crib together, right? Then you break it down, and every one of his relationships, maybe besides Dame and so, they all ended in public feuds, man. Hove. Everybody calls him crazy. His baby mother. So Kanye West doesn't have, and then he don't help with his antics. So but I always feel for the man that truly is probably the Kanye West, the guy that's like has this persona, whatever his real name is, he has this persona. Remember, he a Chicago boy too. You know what I mean? So, um, he has to uphold and do this, and it's just, I pray for Kanye for real, man. But you don't talk about crazy, and you don't understand that part, Hove. You know what I'm saying? Until you throw on a wig and you at Root Stadium saying corny bars. You heard? And Hove, another slick one, because Hove, I remember like 15 or 10 years ago, try to say he was born in 70 something instead of like fucking 60, 58 and shit. I know that was the weirdest one because it was it, it was it was almost like the switch and the eye opener of yo pa. At this point, older women are touching up their body. Older women are getting BBLs. Older women are doing they tetas and wanna, you know what I mean? The image is a motherfucker, right? You know what I'm saying? So whatever you want to do, if you got the bread, do it, mama. But I don't think older folks understand when you under the knife your blood pressure drops tremendously. And if you're not young, your heart ain't beating strong like it used to be. You're not a lot of these easy to heal moments to 20, 30-year old might seem a lot harsher when you in your 40s, 50s late. You know what I'm saying? So you right. You know what I mean? Like he should have had the bigger voice to be like, yo, man, you know what? You a temple in who you are, you know what I mean? 58, look at that. And let me tell you, man, folks don't understand. Yo, when you get to like 40 something, like I'm getting to that point where like sometimes I go down real fast to grab something and then I come up and I feel like lightheaded. I'm like, oh, that's your oxygen. That's hence the reason why I gotta slow down with these fucking cigarettes too. But your oxygen to your brain type situation. You understand? So if you ever see yourself going down staircases and you're breathing heavy or you feel like you're gonna die, yeah, it's time to health up a little bit. But yeah, 58, that's not no age to be doing that, Miss Lady. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? You should have just been in your first of all, you're not the fucking main entree event right now. You should have just played the mama role and just chilled with the bread. What happened to getting a crib and sitting on a rocking chair? No, these these mamas want to be throwing they colito, man. Yup. I didn't know that though. What do you mean by that? I didn't know that. And I know what equilibrium is, so it throws off your whole feng shui. Like the surgery is like it's almost like the body is like nigga. These pieces is from somewhere else, b. We not collectively the same no more. We I'm I'm gonna have to wiggle this out. You know what amazes me is when they say, first of all, thank the Lord with the many medical advancements, but smoking does. Ooh, damn. So I gotta stop. Hold on. That was my last word. But yo, man, um, no, but you know what I mean, man. Like back in the days, like and I'm so grateful that I did have that, like a mom's or like my grandmoms. Well, I didn't never had a grandmoms, but like my dad's grandmoms, like they acted like older ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like by 60s, shorty was like sporting a wig piece. You know what I'm saying? Damn, don't do that, man. Screw that. I'm never sitting in a rocking chair. You know what I mean, though. Like back in the days, women when they hit like after 50, they knew it was all sacrifice, almost like like everything I do is for the grandkids and for But now grandma still wanna go out to the clubs. You heard? Ain't nothing wrong with that too, though. Cause the flip coin is you got all these old grandfathers out there, wearing the snake shoes and the whole suit at the club and shit, looking 68 and shit. But word, man, motherfucking Hove always wasn't right in my book, man. And I'm not saying I want him to go to jail or any of the other craziness, because he is going through a lot of shit right now, Hove. You is, Poppy. They got you. They truly got you doing weirdo shit. Mind you, he was Aaliyah's first boyfriend after Dame, you heard, slid. And before that, R. Kelly. So they were passing her around when she was like 14, man. Pause. Allegedly. I don't want to say that. In fact, that never happened. That's just a fake story. But yeah, bro, that shit crazy work. No, but like, man, that's dope as hell though. Like gardening. In fact, we don't even want to have what you should be doing at the age. All I'm saying is like what you shouldn't. And um, yeah, the BBL's crazy work, man. But when like Oskino brought up he got kids out there, all this, yo, good looking on the thumbs up, man. I haven't even been like I look, I gotta do this more in the crib lately because this heat this shirt diabolical right now. It is crazy work right now, y'all. I'm heating up, man. But yeah, man, that was a cool little segment, man. Go in on this list. I really wanted to show how much I listen to music, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of the artists are deserved, obviously, because these are their listeners, these are their viewers, man. This is hard count, you know what I mean? Hopefully unbiased and without bots, right? But Drake, if you don't know, look at that number, man. He demolishing them, man. And obviously he got 3 albums to work with. There's a lot of rotation, a lot of Drake talk out there. But Hove, you should have went at 50, man. I bet 50 be the first one. Actually, Dame Dash and Oskino were pretty quick with rebuttal interviews. You know what I'm saying? Like Dame was wilding on him. He was like, "Yo, how you had dreads and now you got a fro? It looked like a fro in a fro." My nigga Hove had the two tone. He had the Maybach fro. Then he came out with the green construction Timbs and like I told you that shit looked like a Carhartt outfit. So I dig the outfit a little bit, but you should have had a donkey chain out and really been, you know. But that's what happens when you got to hit the gym. Hove, you know what's crazy? If Hove hit the gym, Hove, because of his height, he would have been a monster type. But I don't think Hove was ever into the gym like that. You know what I mean? He always had the Flabosaurus arms, Flabosaurus Rex arms. Oof, it feel amazing in here, Papa. Dang, yeah. Man, this man said that when Hove chew Big Red gum, his breath smelled like doodoo. They called him Doodoo Red. That's what's going around now. They calling him Doodoo Red, nigga. He called them Doodoo Dreads and Doodoo. Yo, how you chew gum and your shit more dangerous? No disrespect, Hove. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a long time coming on my side. Cause yo, news no man. I've been, I never was like hating, like I'm gonna lose sleep over it hating, but I was always like, I wish you just did more, Hove. I wish when I drove by Marcy, you know what I mean, we would have seen like, I don't know, a pair of big lip statue or some shit. But you couldn't even buy those buildings off the you know what I mean, off of whatever, and I don't know, man, because there used to be a lot of stories how they were gonna like re-enhance those buildings over there. You know what I'm saying? But it never. But then he does the contract with the Barclays that, if you don't know, if you ever been to Barclays Stadium, that downtown little district was never like that. It was like abandoned houses, messed up a car lot. Across the street was like drug deals going on. It was crazy work, man. And it's, if you don't know, in Brooklyn, New York, when you're on Atlantic Avenue is get the fuck off of Atlantic Avenue. Why are you, unless you're from New York, you're on Atlantic Avenue. You know what I mean? But Atlantic Avenue, if you don't know, literally from Brooklyn, it leads all the way into Queens and even, I don't know. I don't want to say the Bronx, but it goes pretty into a lot of shit. You know what I mean? But long story short, where the Barclays is, just footing the bill, you're almost in East New York right there. And just a couple of days ago, 470 Blake Avenue is where I was born. There was some shooting on Blake Avenue. Some kid got, his shit peeled off. So it was like, yo, man, and Mike Epps has a interview talking about gentrification and how much it hurt people. It didn't. All it did was make it easier for a certain community of, people who had paper already to move because usually in the downtown districts were a lot of land and b where a lot of cheap shit was, you know what I'm saying? So they changed that whole district and everything, you know what I mean? After that was like, now Brooklyn thought they could be like, 1,500 a month for a box, you know what I'm saying? But it got ugly, man. Brooklyn used to be like over the bridge, meaning like over here, you're gonna pay low, it's gonna be cheap, you're gonna save, stack your bread for a crib maybe, but work in New York City, right? That was the dream for a lot of people. Yeah, you everywhere, man. That's fire. Because like that, like first of all, I think Mike Epps is a dope ass comedian, right? I think he touches on a lot of reality jokes. He's in line with I think the Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle's, that type of comedy where it's comedy but they telling you some shit, right? With the comedy. Mike Epps had a dope way of doing it, but he always had a good heart and a way of seeing how life was going because he has old interviews too where he's just like, yo, I'm seeing this shit happen, man. They pricing us out, man. And then I just saw on World Star, what up, Dom? What's popping? Yo, I just saw good looking on the thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate everybody. Let's try to hit that 10 ball. You already know how to I give it up. But yo, I just saw, check out worldstarhiphop.com. You know these rich motherfuckers are building a $70 billion yacht city. It's over. I already told people that they not gonna just live with us. They're not going to just mingle with us anymore, man. It's going to really be Mad Max, man. And it's up to us to start telling these gangbangers, yo, you got to start protecting your communities. Start throwing up them flags for a different reason. Let them flags show beautifully, but you protecting shit. You heard? But yo, man, they building a fucking yacht city, man. You know what that means? How many movies do we watch when the world goes to shit? A motherfucker is on a boat out in the ocean still surviving, and he only comes inland to get supplies and shit and gets the fuck back on that rocky wave. That shit is once I saw that, I said, yo, they tricked us with the bunkers, and I still think the bunkers, because I think they preparing for all events, meaning tsunami type catastrophic, volcanic, meteor. See, people don't understand when meteors and other volcanic things erupt and happen, they give off a shitty gas. Most of the time it's radioactive, and a lot of times it's like sulfuric. That's why they say whenever you smell like rotten eggs or eggs, get the fuck away. That's bad. That's a bad gas. That's like a methane, right? But long story short, man, they preparing for various activities that might occur on this earth. And when I saw that city, man, what you think? They're gonna charge fucking 1,500? You gonna have NYCHA? You gonna have one section, the hood? Nope. That shit gonna be 20 bands a month. We go wherever coast we go to resupply, and then we back in the ocean, man. That's what they really want to happen. They want to separate themselves from us at all costs. Because I think about it, I go, yo, it's not us. Like, you could blame neighborhoods, poverty, and all this shit, right? But we don't do the laws. We don't sign these laws that go into play. We don't um make sure that the profits margins are so high that the shareholders win. We don't do none of that. We're not involved with none of those books. We're just involved with humanity. What can you produce that benefits our life? What can you give us that's not poison and to ingest? And the freedom of smelling air that's not harming you. There's certain regions in America that if you go to and it has a weird smell, or there's like a electricity or some shit happening, a lot of times the kids grow up like the hills have eyes type shit. You heard? Like a lot of these fucking I've been in a lot of places in America, man, and there's little pockets where there's something happening where when the kid is born, he come out like motherfucking from the Goonies. But it's like, yo, and that's not joking. That's not like and then they want to start building data centers. They want to start putting things in your backyard even more now. Yo, there's already something bad about like signals. They haven't even broke down. Like, hopefully when we 60, 70 and shit, they're gonna be like, there's a bill that pays everybody that was born in the 70s, 80s, 100 grand because the Wi-Fi was fucking frying your liver and shit, or certain organs. We don't have those glasses that show the type of waves that is like, you know what I'm saying? Why you think there was a lot of folks fighting that fight when the 5G towers were coming up, and they were like, um, and notice that after the 5G towers, what we started seeing a lot of when they went from 3G to 5G, what we started seeing a lot of fish washing up on shores dead, a lot of frequency changing courses of birds, a lot of dead birds everywhere. These signals are fucking up a lot of shit, man. I could care less, man. Go back to 3G, man. As long as I could Google something and get my answer, that's it. That's all I care for, man. I don't need an AI to think for me. I don't need artificial intelligence to tell me what I want to eat. No, I got you. I got the steering wheel. I got you, Papa. Yo, Nene, I'm not lying. Yo, can we all agree, y'all, that y'all been to places where you go to and you go to the store, the grocery store, whatever you do, right in that little town, and a lot of these people are really disabled, bugged out, like hills have eyes type shit, man. There's no jokes, man. You know what I mean? Because what I'm saying is the signals. I always reign supreme on frequency. I always tell people that, yo, the frequency in the air, the signaling, you know what I'm saying? Keep your antennas up. That's like a reference of, you know what I mean? Back in the days, all we had was, all you needed to do was get a box that they called a TV and this antenna thing. And if you put it the right way, it would broadcast TV on your box. So it was a signal based thing. Hence the reason why in a lot of small towns they had those giant radio towers like in Stranger Things type shit. But yo, man, slow down. I think 5G is good. I don't need Will Smith eating spaghetti and it looks so real that I can't tell. I don't need that shit, man. Um, to the guy that made an AI documentary with $2,000. I like the movement. I like that creativity, but let's not make it a mainstream thing that's going to fire all these actors and shit. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is going to live in these cribs? It's like it's almost like they don't care who lives or like it's like it's over, right? They don't care no more. They're like, yo. We got ours. We squeezing y'all for the rest of the juice you got, and then we're gonna build our city in the ocean, and we out of here. But it is bugged out, man. It, the other day saying the children playing in the area, how they yo, and why I feel like I could talk on this is because when I was younger, I'm telling everybody the truth. The most in my class was a kid had glasses, four eyes, or a kid had asthma. That's it, Papa. The lunch lady didn't have a separate menu for vegans. There was no separate menu for peanut allergies. None of that shit was happening, man. Our immune systems was strong as fuck. We was outside for real, falling, scraping our shit, blowing air on it, putting a band-aid, and back out there on the field. You heard? Now food allergies is everywhere. What is going on with the what potions, what recipes are y'all using? Yo, dead ass. People used to live to like 80, 90, die. Yo, we used to like there used to be a thing that's probably not gonna be a thing no more. It used to be called dying of old age. You died of they call it on your death certificate, whatever, natural causes. You died like just regular. Not no more, man. I seen a compilation video of women and men going to the gym and having blood clots that literally just iced them right there. They lifting a little thing. They doing a regular, yo, shorty like this, doing a regular, whoop, 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 whoop. And if you don't have nobody in the facility that can, maybe mouth to mouth or I think a lot of places should have those defibrillator type things because that's what we run through, and that's why I have a problem with these great segues. Good shit, Papa. Yo, that's why I have a problem with these signals. We electricity. That shit fucking with people, making them think different, making them move different. You wondering why sometimes your hand just be slapping people. But yo, I'm being for real, man. Food allergies is everywhere. I didn't see like these kids are super duper soft, man. Yo, kids used to fall out of trees, get hit by. Yo, let me tell you, when you got hit by a car back in the days, that motherfucker hit you for real, man. That shit was made out of steel, man. Wakata, nigga. You get up, yo, the driver on guard all the time. The driver wouldn't hit and run. He'll get out the car. Yo, pa, you alright? Dust you off. Yo, go. You sure you alright? Like he'll make sure though, like if it was an injury involved, right? Like, yo, let me see. You good? All right, man. Just go put some thingy on that and yo, have a good day, little kid. Word the mother, man. Cause there was I don't know why, but like there was this one little area, there was a block where as soon as it was a block that separated the housing to like a park. So kids, when they got to this corner, would just run. And on that corner, I think it was a stop sign. And sometimes cars would just be out of here, man. So kids would just be happy to go to the park. Yo, yo, fucking word, man. But yo, Yeah, man, there's a lot we discussed. There's a lot of cool shit, you know what I mean? Let's end it with the view. I did my duty, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids were dying for BS. I hated seeing that. Yeah, that is weird though. That is weird that as time progressed and the more medical advancements we have, kids or people are just dying over weird non-anomaly like I don't know, man. Just be careful. Just be careful, man. One, two, three, four, five. But yo, I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Nene. Thanks, BZ. Good looking, B. Good looking, Frank. Thanks everybody for the 7 ball. Yo, we had a great conversation. Tomorrow we're gonna, I think I want to really, you know, touch down more on music and do my thing. I have a good ear. But yo, thanks everybody for rocking with the kid. I appreciate you. Thank you, Nene D. Have a great day. Stay cool. You know what I'm saying? Drink a lot of water, fluids. You know what I'm saying? And have a great one. Peace. $8, $8. We outside. We inside. We everywhere. You know what the fuck going on? Later, y'all. Random peace. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.